Welcome to another episode of Can You Reach That?
Can you reach that?
Is there an echo in here?
Is there an echo here?
What's up, Tango?
Coop.
What's going on, man?
Man, it's almost like I didn't see you in a week.
I know, right? Has it been a week already? I feel like I just saw you yesterday.
Weird. Man, so let's just jump right into it. Pinocchio, you're familiar?
I am familiar with Pinocchio.
Lying jerk. I mean him, not you.
I'm like, oh shit, is my nose growing?
So if Pinocchio stands right here in front of us and he tells you, my nose will grow right now, what happens? If he says, my nose will grow right now, what happens?
I don't know. It's not going to grow.
But if it doesn't grow, he's lying, which means it would grow because he's Pinocchio. But if it does grow...
So then it'll grow.
But noses don't really grow.
But if it grows when he lies, so if he says it's going to grow and it doesn't grow, then it'll grow.
So if he says it's going to grow...
He says it's going to grow, and it's not going to grow.
And it's not going to grow, then he's just a flat-out liar.
And it's going to grow.
And then it's going to grow.
But then that makes it the truth.
But if it does grow, then that means that he lied. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So what happens?
It's going to grow. Because he lied about it growing, so it's not... He says it's going to grow.
He says, my nose is going to grow. And let's start with one answer.
Okay.
So he says, my nose is going to grow. And then it doesn't grow.
Which means he was lying. Which
would trigger his nose growing.
Right. So then inevitably...
But if he says, my nose is going to grow right now, and then it just immediately grows, then that...
Well, I don't think it'll be immediate.
But nonetheless, if he says, my nose is going to grow, and then it just grows, it only grows when he tells lies. So
yeah.
How does it grow? If he told the truth and it grew, how does it grow?
It wasn't a truth initially. It was a lie.
There is no initially. It's one statement.
If he makes a statement and then it doesn't grow, it's a lie. But because he lied, then it'll grow.
But if it grows, is it growing because he lied?
Yes. Not because he said it was going to grow.
But if he...
That's the loophole.
That's the loophole?
That's the loophole.
I don't know, man.
Because if he says it's going to grow, he's lying.
I feel like Pinocchio explodes.
Because if he tells the truth, it's not going to grow. So if he said, my nose isn't going to grow right now, it wouldn't grow. So then he'd be telling the truth. But if he says, my nose is going to grow right now.
So what if he says, my nose isn't going to grow and then it grows?
I don't... That's... And now I'm cross-eyed. So if he says it isn't going to grow and then it grow, I don't think that'll work.
Right.
I don't think it could do that. If he says it's not going to grow, it's not going to grow. But if he says it's going to grow,
should we draw some diagrams?
Break out the PowerPoint. Yeah, I feel like initially it's a lie that turns into a truth.
But I mean, when he lies, the reaction happens. So there's no delay. There's no like, oh, he lied, then he didn't lie, and then he lied, then now it's going to grow. It's just spontaneous. That means if he says it and it immediately grows, then he lied that
that it wasn't going to grow,
right?
Or that it was going to grow, and then it grew because he lied about it growing.
And then it didn't grow though.
But it would have grown because he lied.
But what if it doesn't grow?
Then he didn't. Then he lied because he said it was going to grow. Right. So it's going to grow.
But then it wouldn't grow because it doesn't. All right. Hit the music.
Can you reach that? You see that? Let's talk about it. Believe that. Let the people know that we see that and what they want to know. Can you reach that? Can you reach that?
And now your host, Tango and Coop.
Can you reach that? Can you reach that?
Can you reach that?
I have a way that I kind of want to solve it, and that is just to like let AI determine it. Let's use AI. I wonder what AI would say.
If we ask AI what the outcome would be,
we'll ask Chat CP3.
Chat CP3O.
CP3O. CP3 would be Chris Paul, I guess. But yeah, dude, the AI stuff is crazy right now. So I mean, have you seen some of have you seen the new Google model, the VO3?
The VO3, yeah, those videos are wild,
dude.
man.
Like
those videos are wild, and all the scenarios. It's so basically them asking themselves if they're AI.
I've seen those, and the ones that are saying like we're just a prompt, and things like that.
No, we're not. Like we're real, and all that
I've seen
stuff.
the ones where they create like quote unquote
Different
viral videos.
Yeah,
and the guy goes, "Hey, we're gonna do a hot plunge in this hot lava," and then he just cannonballs into a volcano, and
the guy that was gonna dig through the other side all the way through the earth by hand.
The chick that's she's like, I'm in wet cement, and we're gonna sit here until it dries.
Yeah.
So all this like impossible stuff,
But it's so crazy how, and I know it's only going to continue to get better, but it's so crazy how realistic it's already looking.
So not maybe 2-3 years ago, you had the viral video that was done with a very crappy version of what they called AI, right? And that was everybody's seen it, the Will Smith where he's eating the noodles.
And
it's all warped and it looks all weird and it's just weird, but it was like, oh crap, like he did it with AI.
Yeah.
Dude, if they did that in this Vero 3,
oh, it would look 100 times better.
You wouldn't know if it was really Will Smith or not.
Yeah, it would look 100 times better. And it's so crazy. Like just in the matter of a couple years, we've gone from it was instantly, I say instantly, but you could look at a picture and the first thing you look for is fingers.
Right.
AI could not
eight fingers.
AI could not get the hands right.
Yeah, 3 arms, and
now it's to a point to where it's like I got to do a double take because I don't know.
Yeah,
is this legit?
Or you would see even the video ones they were doing. You'd see the videos, and sometimes it'd be like a group of people or something, and you'd notice that one of them would have an extra hand around somebody. Their 2 hands would be in the front of them, but then there'd be another arm around the corner.
Yeah.
Wasn't the Spider-Man?
Wasn't the Spider-Man? Wasn't the Peter Parker?
Right. So, but no, it is crazy, and with all the fake news and the parody sites and all this stuff, to this day I still see people post stories from The Onion as if they're real. To this day,
right?
So, in fact, politicians have been caught doing that recently.
Right.
So what happens when there's these AI videos that are fabricated that are complete BS and people are posting it, and then it spreads to the point where there's even a quarter of the population buys in.
Right.
Now it's like, whoa.
Yeah, I feel like at this point it's gonna come to a head where basically the internet is not going to be a reliable source of information anymore.
At all.
Because I mean, even as it is now, we get, and if we split it 50-50 of misinformation versus the truth,
right? Like
it's even hard to tell what's what now because the misinformation is so believable, and for some reason, it's like it's almost harder to find the truth now than it is to find the fake news.
It is.
The fake news is everywhere out there.
It is.
And then trying to validate it, it's like hard to find the truth to discredit what the fake news is.
Yeah.
It's like people will take fake news at face value, but when you try to tell them the truth, they want your sources.
Right.
Prove it. Right. Prove that that's true.
Yeah, I got to provide all these sources, but you read the headline.
Right. You read that the earth is flat and you just ran with it.
Yeah, but I got to prove to you
that it's round.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we're going in a weird
facts.
direction. Right. So, I mean, if we get to this point now, and the easier it gets to do these things, because it's not like they're doing crazy prompts. Like they're putting in simple 1-sentence prompts.
Yeah, they're doing these simple things right now to make these quirky videos and to show what it can do.
Right.
But when it starts to get complex is when it can become scary.
Yeah. Because it's going to come to a point to where you can do a whole movie script through AI.
I'm sure that it's already in the works. I know they're doing music videos that way.
Yeah, Snoop Dogg is doing music videos using complete AI. So
yeah,
it's only a matter of time. And then I feel like I don't know how long it's going to take. And like potentially, I hope it doesn't happen. Worst case scenario, this is going to ruin the internet.
Right.
This is really going to ruin the internet as far as information goes. Like we'll end up going. It's like the internet's going to reset, and it'll just be cat videos all over again. Back to day one, because any information that you find on there, you won't be able to tell if it's true or not.
I'm proposing that what the internet becomes with all the AI stuff stays as is, but then there'll be a subnet that you have to insert a disk with 1,000 free hours and you plug your phone line into it, right?
This is genius. I like this.
And so what it is it'll start you off with 1,000 free hours, and then you'll pay your subscription after that. Or you can just put in another disc and create a new account.
Will it be called Truth Social?
No, that's a pretty crappy name. I don't think nobody would buy it. But I think that's where you plug your internet in, your phone line in, and then you connect, and that's where the real stuff happens.
That's where you find the truth.
Because if you have to wait for all the news to load, you're more inclined to believe that it's true than you are if you go onto the fast internet and it's. I
think you're onto something.
So
we'll call it the slow web.
No, I'm just going to rebuy the intellectual property of America Online, and it's going to be AOL again.
Isn't it still out there? Did they shut down?
I don't know.
I feel like AOL is still around. I feel like there's still some AOL addresses.
But wait till you pop your new disc in and it goes, "You've got mail."
Where do I pop it in?
Well, I'm gonna repurpose CD-ROM.
You just send out flyers with QR codes or something.
There you go. Yeah. So
bringing back the CD-ROMs.
That's my answer to it. So, but technology is jumping. So
that AI is crazy.
Have you seen Amazon's EV car? Or I don't know if it's considered Amazon's, but it's through Jeff Bezos' companies. The Slate.
Truck, the Slate. Yeah, I have seen it. It looks pretty interesting.
So, being that it's like a modular, you can go in there and look. You can have it look like an SUV. You can have it look like a sport truck.
It's on some Lego type.
There's a lot of different options.
You can mix and match and create your own type of vehicle, which is unique. That's pretty cool.
The second I saw the announcement, which it's a few months in now since the announcement, but the second I kind of saw it, it sort of came to my mind was the name Slate chosen because it's an anagram for Tesla. Like, is it a slight? Is it like a sort of like a ha?
Bro.
Because it's the same letters.
It's the
rearranged
same.
Tesla.
TSCLASLATE. Yeah, it's the same.
So was that a Bezos going?
Damn, Bezos is trolling.
Yeah,
Bezos is trolling right now.
So
because that'd be more than a coincidence.
It's a straight up anagram. I mean, it's like right when I saw it, I was like, "Is this him going? Watch this,
right?
Kick him while he's down, type of thing. Tesla stock's been falling, the whole nine. So it's kind of like
that's interesting.
I'm gonna release my EV and I'm gonna call it Slate.
And call it Slate.
Like did Bezos or somebody in Bezos? Not that it's entirely hard to do because it's not a lot of letters.
Yeah.
But did they sit there, look at the word Tesla, and go, "What other words are? Oh, Slate. Oh, that works because we're gonna be modular."
They probably pumped it into Chat GPT and
right.
What words can I make out of these
Slate.
letters? Oh, that sounds good.
Done.
Let's name our car company after that.
So, but I did go on the site and I did, play around with the options, the different, having a pickup or SUV, and you can pick different wheels. And
is it just trucks right now?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
they don't have any passenger vehicles. I mean, when I say passenger vehicle,
you can make it an SUV.
I mean, like sedans.
No sedans, no, not yet, at least. But yeah, you can change like different interior options, the door, the this, the that, all this. There's a lot of options. I mean, it's literally a Lego. I mean, you can just put it together. But and the crazy part is you can buy one part to do something, and then later on buy a different part and say, I'm gonna take this off and put this on. So that's
pretty cool.
Fairly modular.
That's pretty cool.
Interesting idea, but the name kind of caught me. I thought it was pretty hilarious that it was Slate and it's the same letters as Tesla.
Yeah,
I just feel like that was a troll move.
I didn't even catch that.
Yeah, so.
It didn't even occur to me. But now that I see it now.
Keep trolling.
Right, man. That's what it is. I guess that's what happens when billionaires go to war, right?
Right. They just troll each other. Oh yeah, well I'll come up with a company that's called Slate.
Right.
I wonder if Elon was like, son of a bitch,
if he caught it, yeah.
If it really hit him. I don't know. Well, I thought that was pretty crazy. The anagram and with all the stuff with AI, going through and the technology and integrating it into cars and integrating it into all these different things. It's kind of turning crazy. The technology is kind of jumping. I can't front. As far as EV cars, I've looked at a lot of the ones coming out of China, like the BYD.
The Chinese
and stuff.
ones are crazy.
Dude, it's one of those things where I go back and we've had these conversations where it's like, instead of all this nonsensical trade wars and these restrictions, it's like, dude, let's better humanity and let's pump out stuff from all over the world. I'd rather have the options to get what I want from wherever I want it than to be tied down. You know, people always talk about places like North Korea, like, oh, they're so isolated because they don't have nothing coming in. It's like, what if you just kept it to the point where you could just get what you wanted from wherever you wanted.
Right.
You know, if there's a fee or a little small tariff or a tax,
a little extra.
I get it.
Yeah.
But those BYD cars that
Vehicles,
they got, some of them are like insane, like
light years ahead of what we have here.
And well, because the thing is all they do is pound on that technology. They're working on it, and then they keep working on it. They don't go, hey, let's put a different frame on the same model car, you know, and call it a different letter.
Right.
You know, they actually go, okay, cool, we made this car. Now what can we do on the next model has more stuff? And then they come out, oh, well, now we have, you know, hot swappable batteries. You can pull into a station and this robot comes underneath, pulls the battery out, puts your battery. Now you're driving out of here in 5 minutes with a full battery rather than sitting there having to plug it in.
Yeah.
Not only that, they've now created batteries that can charge a lot faster as well. So now not only do you have the swapping ones, but you have the ones that charge within 5 to 10 minutes. You know, and you're getting 400 miles or whatnot, you know, and just some of the interior stuff. The main function that pretty much all of their EVs have that ours still just don't is LiDAR. And it's like, it's not like we don't have LiDAR.
Right.
I mean,
it's on my robot vacuum.
It's on people's iPhones. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, use LiDAR. Like that's, so the self-driving stuff that they have over there surpasses what Tesla's doing.
Right.
Because they're using LiDAR. They're not just relying on cameras.
Yeah.
So it's just so far just advanced just because they keep pounding on it. They keep just coming up with stuff.
I mean, they're a technical giant. So
I feel like in America, we've gotten to this complacency of, you know, and I've mentioned this before, but like, you know, like the medical industry, right? There's no money in the cure, only the treatment. And I feel like it's the same thing with technology, like TVs. Remember, you know, you hear your parents and your grandparents talking about, oh, I had my TV for 25 years.
Right.
Well, TVs are never going to last 25 years anymore because they're not built to do that. They're built to give you a few years, and then they're going to entice you with a couple of new, you know, shiny features to make you buy a new one in 3 to 5 years.
Yeah. Now we're in the disposable era. Everything's disposable. Nothing's made to last anymore.
I feel like the cars are the same way. Like you've got the EV technology, and now all the major companies that are sold in America have EV models and they have stuff. But it's just like iPhones, right? It's like any smartphone for that matter. And I'm not even going to call out Apple. Any smartphone. It's like each time they come with a new version each year, it's like, so instead of like, you know, 3,000 lumens on the headlights, it's going to be 3,100. You know, it's like, okay, but what else did you change?
Yeah.
That's it.
Minor improvements.
Yeah, it's like these
just to crap out a new phone every year.
Yeah, just basic cosmetic. We're going to use the same frame, the same everything. We're just going to put a slightly different body on there that has 2 extra curves. And we'll give you like, you know, a different shaped screen and brighter headlights.
Right.
You know, and we'll call it a new car. I mean, it's just, it's not, you want the leaps, and we got tiptoes.
That's all we get.
Like you said, it's disposable. So all of our technology, it takes tiptoes forward and I feel like it's not that we don't have the technology or the know-how. It's just that that's not profitable.
Yeah. Now we're full on into our consumerism. So that's it's all about the sale. So the more stuff they can sell, the more money they can make, the better their bottom line is, the more profits they're making. Like it's, as a consumer, like we're screwed, you know?
Yeah.
Like nothing's built to last anymore. You're not going to buy a fridge now and it still be working in 2050.
Right.
Just not going to happen. But I can guarantee there are refrigerators that were built in the 1980s.
Probably still working right now.
A Kenmore, a yellow Kenmore at that.
Yeah. I always call it the 1970s mustard yellow.
Right. Like everybody that knows those fridge knows that yellow refrigerator.
So
that's still pumping strong.
My grandparents had one.
Right.
So, but I mean, yeah, it's like nothing's built to last. It used to be built to last. It was like, this is going to last you 20 years.
Yeah.
Now it's like, we're going to get you 5 to 6 years out of it, but we're going to make you want to upgrade in 3.
Right.
And we're not going to make you upgrade by leaps and bounds, but we're going to market it as if it is leaps and bounds.
Yeah.
And part of that is, and I'm a firm believer in this, is with all smartphones, is we'll use iPhone for an example, right? iPhone comes out, right? And you're like, oh, it's so fast, it works so much better, and right? And then a year later, when the next iPhones come out, you noticed over you know, the last few months,
seems a little sluggish.
Well, you might not even notice that it's sluggish, but you might just be like, it's still working. And then they're marketing this new one as fast, right? And so let's say you go, okay, screw it, I'm gonna buy the new one, and you buy it, and you realize it does move faster. I don't think that it's moving faster or that's loading faster. I think they're purposely throttling, and like I said, it's not just Apple. They're purposely throttling your phone over time with firmware updates, so that when you get the next new phone, you think it's faster, you think it's it's reacting to your touches and your gestures quicker.
Yeah,
it's not. It's just that gradually over time you're slowed down.
Slow down the
so
older
that when
models.
you bought the new one, it looks faster.
I can see that.
I just
conspiracy theories for the win.
If you have like a iPhone like 13 or 14, new in the box, never been opened, never been updated, and you put it next to like an iPhone 16 or whatever, right? Brand new out the box, never been updated. I feel like the reaction time and the loading time and everything is going to be almost the same.
Pretty close, yeah.
Versus one that's been updated.
Right.
Like that'd be a great experiment if you had one, and then try it and then update it to the latest and then try it. See if that old phone slows down when you update it to the latest version.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I don't know. It's all inquiring minds want to know. But yeah, they don't make stuff. It's not built to last like it used to be. I can't think of anything that's built to last like it used to be. Cell phones aren't built to last. Cars, televisions.
Yeah.
No, nothing.
Nothing.
Appliances, like nothing. Washers and dryers. You're lucky to get 10 years out of anything.
So think about cars, right? When you see like a car from the 50s, 40s, 30s, whatever, right? Still driving around, you're just like, oh, that's clean, that's dope. That's, it's a classic, especially when it's all like nice still.
Yeah.
Think about like a 2000 anything, like a 2020 anything, a 2015 anything, any car. Like, and I'm talking like middle class cars.
Yeah.
In 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, whether they work or not, are you going to turn back and go, oh, dang, look at that 2020 Camry? There's no style to them cars.
That's a classic.
You know what I'm saying?
That 2020 Camry is a classic.
You know what I'm saying? Like all cars look generally the same.
Yeah.
There's no like back in the day you'd be like, oh, that's a Chevy. Oh, that's a Cadillac. Oh, that because you could identify by the shapes and the curves and the distinctness to the styles.
Yeah.
All cars look generally the same. I mean, there's a few exceptions, but for the most part, generally the same. And then the ones that do have sort of a different look, you're never going to, like in 2070, nobody's going to be like, hey, you know what I could go for? Like a 2005 PT Cruiser. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it looks different. Nobody's going to be looking for no PT Cruisers.
Right.
There's not even going to be another PT Cruiser on the earth at that time.
Right.
So.
I mean, at least there is one saving grace.
What's that? Video games?
The makers of GTA 6.
I was going to say, I was about to say video games because GTA 5 has been going on for like 12 years.
Yeah.
So they
didn't just throw out another one. They didn't follow the Madden blueprint, or the 2K blueprint.
So PS2 had 3 different GTA games on it.
Right.
But GTA 5 went on 3 different consoles.
Right.
GTA 5 was on PS3, PS4, PS5.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to me. 3 different generations versus before it was you had 3 games on the same generation.
Yeah.
So, but GTA 6 has taken over $2 billion to make and many years to make.
I can see why. I keep seeing new information coming up about it, about the features that are going to be included in it. Like I know we've talked about the GTA radio stations and everything like that.
Oh yeah, all the side quests and
the side quests and stuff like that. I mean, the fact that you as a character inside of GTA can go play a pickup game on a court.
Right. So in GTA 5, you can do that, not basketball, but you can do it for tennis and golf.
Oh, really?
So you can play, round of golf, you can play tennis, but you don't have basketball.
Now I wonder if that'll have an effect. And I just imagine with all the amount of money that they're putting into this game, it's going to be a decent basketball game that you could play.
I feels like there should be.
I wonder if that's going to have any impact on the number of people that are playing 2K. Because once GTA drops, I know a lot of people are going to hop on the GTA.
Yeah, so I saw a thing where it said because it's it's Rockstar, but it's also it's Take-Two, right?
Yeah.
And so they're like, if they even put half the effort of a 2K game into this, you're never gonna see people playing 2K because they can just get on and play GTA,
play
some ball, and then go back to killing and doing whatever. You know what I mean? Like, my thing is that I was bugging out on is that, you know, it's not that I'm bugging out on it because they had it before in San Andreas, but they're bringing back the fitness. So you're going to be able to weight lift and it'll affect your body. Like, if you eat a lot or you don't do a lot of things in the game, you can get your character fat. Or you can get him fit. And the basketball and the sports are apparently going to have some sort of effect on his fitness as well.
Now, I'm wondering if that'll have an effect on like your in-game character. Like, can your in-game character get famous? You know, like if with all this other stuff that they're going. Because I also heard another thing.
Yeah, I was about to get that, but before you do, real quick, the basketball thing. Here's the thing that I'm wondering. So, and this would make it very interesting. So, and this would be more for online, right? Not necessarily for the story mode, but in online mode, let's say you can, you know, you create your character out like normal, right? If you're in a pickup game, but you're in that city, right? Can other players come along and just like shoot up your game? Like you're essentially at the beach playing ball, or you're at a park playing ball.
Right. Some random pulls up in there.
There's random things happening in the city.
Yeah.
So can random events like that interrupt your game, and now you got to like, you know, either handle business or die.
Right.
That would throw an interesting quirk in the game.
Yeah.
So
like the game is still going on
like
while you're playing the game.
Maybe they have an option like you can play where it just isolates you and you're in that now, or you have a mode where it's like it's open.
And maybe it's either or, because you know, like when you go into the strip clubs, you're not getting shot up.
Well, you can.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, you would think nowhere's sacred.
Nowhere.
Nothing sacred.
Not even there.
That's crazy. But yeah, I wonder, like, you know, because if you can, like, you can get your coins up and everything, but like, as far as I know, like everybody's GTA character is everybody's GTA character, and you just run into other people and stuff. But with everything they got going on, is there a way that your character can gain like reputation and status inside the game where other people recognize your character from the game, and it's like, oh shit, that's
right,
Big Tango Slim. Like,
and see they were talking, like, I think that's where you're going, because we had been kind of mentioning it earlier, but the you can become a famous rapper feature that we were kind of hearing some rumors and some news, mixed news and rumors. I guess
you can start a rap career inside of GTA.
Yeah, so I mean, how does that work? Does that so? If you start that mission or whatever that is, that task, and you start getting your character to a certain status, are you going to see yourself like dropping albums and there's going to be billboards in the game with your face on it, so other players are going to see your face? Or you know what I mean?
Does your music get onto the GTA radio?
GTA radio station, man. And then what are you making? Are you making prefabricated like stuff within the thing, or is there going to be some way to customize stuff?
Or is there like a music studio inside of GTA that you can go into and produce?
Like
and make
somehow they implemented like FL Studio, or you know, you're making real beats. But then at that point, this is my thing. At that point, hold up, what's up? How we working this copyright? Like, who's taking these points?
Yeah, it's all going to Rockstar.
Yeah, because I'm not trying to, like, you know, they're going to get their pockets padded enough with this game.
Anything created in this game is Rockstar property,
right?
And we can use it at will. Yeah, that'll be wild. That'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, there's a lot of crazy features. The other thing that I've been hearing is that there is a general consensus that when the game releases, at least for a small, short moment in time, the stock market could even be very affected by it, because they're expecting somewhere between 7 and 17% like drop overall in the stock market.
In the market,
because of people taking time off work and, you know, and affecting business for all kinds of, you know, corporations and whatever.
Yeah.
On all levels, right?
People taking time off work to play the game.
People are going to take off, you know, a week or two, even a few days, but, you know, just to play the game.
I could see it. I've seen it happen before.
Because apparently with GTA 5, it happened. It wasn't, you know, a big enough, like a bigger, you know, 17 or 17%. It wasn't, you know, it was a few percent points that it dropped, but it did take a small dip the first like 3 to 4 days of the release of GTA 5. And that was because it was anticipated. The world got bigger, you know, and it was highly anticipated.
Right.
But GTA 6 is so much more anticipated because it's been so long that they're expecting many people just to go, you know what, I'm not going to work, I'm not going to school, I'm just gonna. Well,
it's like people.
What's that episode of South Park where they're sitting there and they're just gaming? They're getting all fat, eating.
It's like
Cheetos and Mountain Dew.
People that started playing GTA 5 as teenagers now have their own kids.
Right.
So
it came out in 2013.
Yeah.
So it came out in 2013.
12 years ago.
So yeah. So
Yeah.
And it's still going, and they're still adding. I mean, they've still added
it's still like
mission
active.
packs and stuff. So
Yeah.
I mean, I foresee that the additions are going to stop soon. I'd say at least closer to the end of the year.
Will they throttle back the gameplay?
So right, but I don't know if they're going to shut the online servers down right away when GTA 6 comes out. I feel like
Probably not, because I imagine there's a huge audience.
Yeah, I feel like they're still going to have people who don't get the game right away. Not a lot of people. Most people are going to get it, but there's going to people like myself, and I feel this type of way about this, and I feel like people from Florida will start to feel this.
Oh yeah, because that's their game basically.
Right.
Yeah.
So
that's like everybody here getting San Andreas.
So yeah. So
like you could not get it
with GTA 5. It's so familiar. Like I don't even say like the names of the actual cities and parts. I'm saying, I'm in Hollywood. I'm in Inglewood. I'm in. You know what I mean? Like I'm saying where I'm at because it's just that familiar.
Yeah.
And
it's that recognizable.
And so like having that familiarity has always been dope. When the first San Andreas came out, it was dope. But when this one came out, it was super dope because it was so much thicker.
I know these streets.
Right, right. Like literally, they go to my house. No,
right.
Maybe not that.
They go to Fox Hills Mall.
Right. And it should say the Fox Hills, not Westfield.
Right.
But
I mean, they got Big Boy on the radio.
You know, you're right. So playing this one in Florida for me, I'm gonna play it. It's gonna be dope. It's just like any other game where you play where it's somewhere that's made up or whatever. Right?
Yeah.
But it's going to have that familiarity factor for people in Florida, which it already does because they've already said so off the trailers and stuff.
Right.
So I'm not going to have that familiarity. So I'll know now what other people not from LA feel when they play San Andreas. But what I'm confident on is the fact that so many people love San Andreas that aren't from here that I know I'm going to appreciate the game just as much, you know? So, I mean, I'm still looking forward to it. But I feel like that's why the servers will stay active a little longer because there's still going to be some people that can be like, nah, I guess got to get back into LA for a minute. You know what I mean? So
I believe it. I can see it.
I don't think it'll be too long. I think they'll keep it. I think they'll keep the GTA 5s open for at least another year after it releases. But we'll see. I don't know.
Do you know? And I know this is two different time frames. Do you know what the time period was on them shutting down the previous servers? Or when they like GTA 4, let's call it. Nobody cared.
Nobody cared. So
nobody cared.
That wasn't even like really an online. It was GTA 5 was the online. Yeah. So the thing that I wish, and I don't think this is happening, but there hasn't really been any confirmations, yay or nay. I would love to see it that you could import your character. Like somehow you could transfer your character from GTA 5 into 6 so that you still got your character. Now, if they want to take your weapons away so you can rebuy the weapons, that's fine.
Yeah.
Like they could create something where your guy gets like locked up or whatever and then he gets released. Now he's got nothing.
Now wouldn't your character stand out because he was in LA and now he's in Miami? So now he's got this.
You got to change your fit. But I mean, think about how cool that would be. I mean, maybe you don't start from, maybe you keep your level like whatever level you've gotten.
Yeah.
So like I know there's people in GTA 5 they're like I'm level 600.
You're going from Tyrone to Miguel,
But like you could keep your level, right? So if you're like a level 500, you could go to GTA 6
and start off with that.
And you're still level 500. You just don't have anything. You ain't got no money. You don't have no weapons, no cars, no houses, no nothing. You start off with nothing, just like you do normally in GTA 5.
Yeah.
But just create like a little line for him where it's like he gets locked up and he gets out the same jail that the main characters get out of, and now you're in this this new town. I think that would be dope to have your same character. The same way as they're talking about expanding and having other maps come into play later in the future because they want to keep this going as long as they did GTA 5, if not longer.
Yeah,
maybe they rebuild San Andreas and you can fly back. So, but I'd like to see him keep the characters. I think that'd be dope.
That'd be pretty cool.
I think they're going to start from scratch.
That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense that they would start from scratch.
But I mean, I feel like they could do it. You can import it over there, and it would using the same model, it would just upgrade the graphics. Obviously, I mean, it's the same.
Nah, that's where they draw the line. They'll go over budget on that one.
Nah,
they spent so much money on it. They're like, we can't.
Look at our budget was $2 billion, not $2 billion in one.
New characters for everybody.
But no, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be dope. I think a lot of people are. I shouldn't say I think. I know a lot of people are waiting for this game. They've been waiting for this game for 5-6 years now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'll probably have to pick that one up just to have it. Even if I'll probably play it for a handful of times, but like just to have it.
We'll get you on there. I'll jump online with you, give you a couple.
Yeah, see, I'm not a big online player. Like I still don't have the controller down. Like that's too many buttons for me.
Man,
that's too many buttons for
me. Using the military, coordination should be a thing, right?
That's different. Give me a gun. Like I'll show you some crazy ass dexterity all day.
It's virtual. The PS5 has the haptic feedback. There's recoil.
Nah, that's too many triggers. It's too many triggers.
There's recoil, dude.
It's too many triggers.
It's just
on
like
that
the real thing. You can hold it sideways.
Yeah, that's why I love the Genesis. What was it? The
A, B, and C button?
Yeah, that was it. 3 buttons. I could fuck with that. And then who was it? The 64 that just had before it became the double stack buttons. It was just a single set of buttons on top.
Yeah.
Was that the Nintendo 64?
Right, I think so.
When did they start going double buttons?
PlayStation.
Was it the PlayStation that brought that out? Yeah, that's basically when they lost me. I don't have
and then joypads are buttons too. You can press those down as buttons.
Oh yeah.
So R3, L3.
It was too much. I couldn't.
I'm fine with it.
I mean, I've never.
To be honest with you, they can make it triple triggers, and I'd be happy.
You'd be good. Yeah, I couldn't do it. I was never that much of a gamer anyway, so.
Yeah.
I was playing simple stuff. Give me some Sonic, like single screen, 2-dimensional, Contra, like that. I killed it in those.
Up, down, left, right. BA, select, start.
Yeah. Select if you're doing 2 players, right?
Yeah, Konami code.
Konami code.
So
play some Excite Bike.
Throwing the wheels to a different video game. Did you ever play Tekken?
In the arcades, yeah. I used to jump on the sticks. I mean, never got far, but
so Tekken to me has always been dope. PS1 on, just always got Tekkens. I love Tekkens.
Yeah.
Tekken Tag came out, and I had a homie he's in the army. My homie Ronnie, man. Shout out to Ronnie if he's listening. So he cheated because he got deployed to Korea.
So yeah, first
he got real good at Tekken, bro, and he came back. And it was like you might as well just don't even touch the controller. Just don't even bother.
Yeah.
Like he knew like all the 30 hit combos. Like once he hit you, you wasn't getting out of it. You're just gonna die. Yeah. So it was like I'm pretty sure if I blindfolded him, he'd still win. So But I feel like everybody. So like he's like me, like we grew up playing like a lot of games. We play a lot of games.
Yeah.
But I always tell people like if you play games, there's always gonna be like those certain games that you're just good at. It is what it is. Like you might be cool at a lot of games,
right?
But there's gonna be those ones where you're just it. So and for him, it's Tekken.
It's Tekken.
Yeah. So, but
not me.
Katsuhiro Harada, which is the director of Tekken.
Bless you. I'm kidding.
Canceled. He reached out to the Georgia-based company, familiar potentially, Waffle House. You're familiar with the Waffle House?
I'm familiar with Waffle House. Spent a lot of night in Waffle House.
So he reached out because he wants to have Waffle House as a stage in the game. In front of a Waffle House. He wants to have that be one of the fighting stages. Man,
that's pretty true to life right there.
So there's no word on any decisions, but he did reach out. He heard fans because a lot of fans apparently would say like, "Oh, you should do it in front of Waffle House." Like, so to be honest with you, it would be kind of dope.
Yeah,
I mean, why not, right? But he says if he can't get the rights. Or if he's unable to get permissions, that he may just make it a fake Waffle House parody.
Right.
He might call it like Hustle House or something like that, but it'll still have the look.
Pancake apartment.
Right. Yeah. Right. So Waffle Condo. So but yeah, I thought that was interesting. Like, let's have Waffle House in Tekken.
Yeah.
So
that'd be crazy.
I don't know. I think it'd be pretty dope. I mean, Tekken's a game that I usually cop. I mean, I like Tekken. It's a good fighting game.
Yeah. Been out for a minute too. Yeah. That's one of the classics right there.
Yeah, I mean Tekken 7 was pretty dope, but I mean there's more than 7 though. That's the thing because they had like Tekken Tag Tournament and some other ones in between. So I'd be forgetting all the names, but there was the one that they used the Street Fighter dude, Akuma. They put him in there.
Yeah,
so you had a Street Fighter character inside of Tekken, which was pretty dope. But yeah, I mean, you might see Waffle House pop up
in a Tekken background
in a Tekken game. So that might be
that'll be wild.
That might be dope. I mean,
that should boost Waffle House's popularity.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's none of them over here in Cali.
Maybe if they can't get Waffle House, they can get Denny's.
What about In-N-Out?
I mean, I only say Denny's because I don't imagine a lot of fights breaking out
Lenny's?
in In-N-Out. He said Lenny's.
Yeah, that's the thing is like Waffle House is kind of known for them late
Known
night
for the fights, yeah.
yeah. So ironically over on Robert Ory's podcast, they do a game called Waffle House or Walmart. and so one of the hosts, Robert Jenner, Robert Ory, and so they sit there and he reads off like a crime that occurred.
Yeah.
And then he goes,
Waffle House.
was it at a Waffle House or was it at a
Walmart?
Walmart? And you'd be surprised how tricky it is. Like, you'd be surprised how tricky it is.
That's crazy.
But if you listen to some of the clues sometimes, he used to do it on Shaq's because Rob Jenner was with Shaq as well for a while too with their podcast, and they used to do it on there too. And you know, same thing. Shaq would just it was funny, man, listening to try to guess which one one it took place at.
Yeah.
Pretty funny game. You should check it out.
That'd be another good background. A Waffle House.
So,
I mean, a Walmart parking lot.
Walmart parking lot? Yeah. So
going down in front of Walmart, aisle 6.
Norms.
Nah, that place is too classy.
Norms was like the fancy Denny's. I mean, it wasn't much different, but it was like fancier than Denny's.
Yeah.
But it was still just like, it was open late, and so you went there.
Yeah.
So
love them late eats.
I remember there was a spot. I can't remember what it's called right now. I'm totally brain farting. But you know, over where like Tito's Tacos and Johnny's Pastrami is. Yeah. There's the Mexican restaurant right around the corner. I think it's called Cinco de Mayo. I don't
remember the name.
But I remember they used to be open like late, like I think 3 or 4 in the morning, something like that. They were open late. But we'd come back from shows sometime, and we would roll over there and get their nachos, just greasy and glory.
Right.
It was the best. But you know, and they probably weren't the best. I mean, I don't know. I don't remember. But
at 2 o'clock in the morning.
But at 2 o'clock in the morning, it was fire.
Everything tastes great at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Right, it was fire. You coming back, 3:30 in the morning. It's like, I'm hungry.
Especially if you got a little buzz going.
Yeah, I mean, we just get out the stage and you just sweating. And it's time to go. You're out the spot, and we just head over there and grab some nachos, and they had the carne asada nachos and
them
whatnot.
Was the best eats. Yeah, man.
Pretty good stuff. So
the good old days.
But yeah, I mean,
back down memory lane.
What restaurants have you not been to in a while that you used to frequent a lot? Like, I know Johnny's Pastrami. I used to go there quite a bit, but I haven't been in a minute.
I've only been to Johnny's a handful of times.
Are you
less than a handful of times? I'm not really a pastrami.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say you might.
Yeah.
Because like there's in the LA area, there's 3 spots. Well, maybe 4 that I'll go for pastrami. Like, Johnny's was always one. I love Johnny's pastrami. Cantor's in Hollywood. That's
the Hat. Wasn't the Hat a pastrami?
And I was about
place?
to say the Hat has good pastrami, and then there's another spot called Ari's. The homie Sergio took me there one time, and Ari's had some bomb pastrami overflowing out the sandwich.
Nah, if I was over by Johnny's, I was going to Tito's.
Tito's is it's Tito's Tacos. I will say that nearly $5 a taco now. I'm cool.
Yeah, I can't justify it. It's a once.
It used to be like $1.50 or something like that. And I used to grab 10, and it was dope. We grabbed 10 tacos and side of guac and some chips.
Yeah.
It was the business.
The drink with the good ice.
Yeah, they were one of the first places with that good ice.
Yeah.
But now I don't. It's a little bit. It's just a little.
It's gone up a lot. Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. It's not real Mexican food. It's not. But it's it has its Mexican influence. I want to call it.
I feel like
but it tastes good.
It was a Culver City staple.
Yeah, it tastes good. It was always packed, but it's a trip because driving by, you'd always see them lines out all the way out the door, outside.
Always a line.
And you go by there now, and it's not like that. And I think now you get mostly people who hear about Tito's and they stop. So they still get lines, but it's not the way it used to be.
Right.
Because, like I said, I used to drive there for myself, and I'd get 10 tacos. If I do that now, I'm spending like $70
easily.
$70-$80 for guacamole, side of guacamole, some chips,
and 10 tacos.
And 10 tacos.
Yeah.
It's like, that's a little bit much for a meal, man. I can go somewhere with that same 70 and get a great steak dinner. You know what I'm saying? Like from a good restaurant.
Right.
So. Nah.
Yeah, cost of living. Cost of living ain't no joke.
Good. But besides that, is there any other spots you haven't been to in a minute that you used to frequent?
Nah, Tito's was really it. I mean, not so much now. Back when I was stationed elsewhere,
Right.
I would always come back and hit the usual suspects.
Right.
Tito's definitely was one. And if I'm only doing it once a year, I could validate. And I mean, even back when I used to go, it wasn't as expensive as it is now.
Right.
But yeah, Tito's was one. In-N-Out was always one because they didn't have In-N-Out on the East Coast.
Right.
I feel like those were the big two. Popeyes is probably another one. Rallies is definitely.
There's not many Rallies around anymore.
There's only a handful.
Rallies was one of the few places that you could get a burger that was wrapped in foil and it still greased through the bag.
Still
So,
greasy.
Figure that one out.
Get you a big Buford.
Right.
Their fries though, I love their fries.
And their fries have no potato in it. It's just like seasoning.
All seasoning.
It's deep fried seasoning.
All batter.
Grease.
Whatever it is, I love it.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
They got a very distinct flavor.
Yeah.
So yeah, I used to
love them Rally
I
fries.
can honestly say I ain't been to Rallies in a hot minute because there's just not any around anymore.
Well, there's one down on Beach Boulevard, not too far from where I'm at.
Maybe I'll swing through. I've heard that before too.
As we're talking about, I might hit it on the way home.
So
even though I got food at home, but I might want some outside food.
You know what I haven't gone to in a while? I don't know if you've been there or not, but like there's a spot in Manhattan Beach I used to go to called Mongolian Big Walk.
Never.
Man, all you can eat Mongolian. Ooh, I used to go there and fill up. I get my money's worth. That place was bomb, but I haven't been there in a couple of years. I need to head back down there.
Nah, I don't do too much. Like the basic extent of my dining is all fast food chain. It's all big chains. I'm not doing, like the little mom and pops. I'm not doing the lesser known places.
See, I like the mom and pops. I always find the best. Like, I got friends that hit me up. Hey, you know a spot in this area? Because I'm that's what I do. Is wherever I go, I find the hole in the walls, or they could be even bigger, but just not known franchises.
Yeah,
and you find the best food, man. Because I feel like some of those places are trying to prove themselves, so they go out of their way to make it bomb,
What's crazy is
prefabricated food.
What's crazy is the food is usually better, but I don't know, something about the name brand,
Right.
Like, I'd rather go to
I'm thinking about it now, and through the years, I've rarely seen you at other places. I mean, even when I'm with you, we're usually hitting somewhere fairly
chainy. Yeah.
So I remember you came through to my event one time at the Chop House with them steaks and whatnot. I think that's one of the few times, and that was only last year. So that was one of the few times I've seen you not eat fast food.
Yeah, I mean my palate has stretched a little bit. I'm not as closed off as I was before. I am more open to eating other stuff. I've been exposed to a lot more stuff now.
Right.
I've been to Mastro's now. Before doing anything, like the top tier of my list was like Ruth Chris.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I used to do the one in the marina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's as far as I would go,
Yeah.
So I didn't know what a Fleming's was.
I don't even want to like Ruth Chris. I hated the name of the place. They have good food. But when you say it, it's just such an awkward.
It's a weird
Chris.
name. Yeah,
you're like it doesn't roll off the tongue. You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
So I used to hate it when I used to tell people, I'm about to go over to Ruth Chris.
Right.
It's like, what? What's that? But the food is great.
Food's always good.
Yeah,
I've never had a bad meal there.
Yeah.
Anytime we get the meat, like it's always cooked to perfection.
Yeah.
Seasoned well. Like I never leave there hungry.
For sure.
My wallet's a lot emptier, but
sure.
But yeah, that was like top tier for me. And then, wife has a more refined palate than I do. So I got exposed to the Mastros. And
yeah,
there was a spot we went to. We went to Vegas for a Janet Jackson concert. And we went to eat at the library.
Okay.
I tried to conceal my shock of the price of the steak because I never imagined paying, triple digits for one piece of meat.
Right.
But I can't lie. Like it was
phenomenal.
It was a good steak.
Right.
It was a very good steak. There was another place that we went to.
It's because they sprinkle crack on it, so you just think it's good.
Whatever they're doing.
You're like, I'll be back.
Right. Whatever they're doing was working.
No, yeah, they got some good stuff.
Yeah.
They got some good stuff.
But there was this one time, downtown LA. Of course, I'm Niku X was the name of the place. I want to say they have a Michelin star now, or they're eligible for a Michelin star now. But when we went, it was like fresh, newly open, nothing big about them yet. But a lot of rave reviews. Friend's birthday. Shout out to my boy Q. Invited us out there for his birthday. It was like a top tier A5 Wagyu tasting. It was like the top 1% of the top 1% of the meat that they were serving. $400 a plate.
Wow.
Did I get enough to eat? No. Was it an experience that I'll never forget?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Everything that we ate was delicious, but it was in such small portions.
Those are the type of places where it's the food is phenomenal, but you're not necessarily going to leave full.
No.
Unless you spend even more.
Right. And we chalked it up, like this is an experience. Like how many times am I going to
Yeah, it's not like,
do something
you're
like
not going
that,
there daily or weekly or even yearly.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah.
But like the meat that they gave us, because it was like a 8-course.
Yeah.
Somewhere between 8 to 12 courses that we had. So, the appetizers, it was all like the freshest sushi, the freshest sashimi, the freshest caviar. And then we got to the main courses and it's like the Wagyu was...
See, I would tell them, hey, all that sushi and the caviar and the sashimi, hey, substitute all that for extra steak.
Yeah, it was
They'd be like, we'll substitute your bill for an extra bill.
For an extra bill, right? Nah, it was definitely an experience, because half the stuff on there it's not my typical,
right?
But I'm like, hey, like when in Rome,
right?
Like when I'm doing stuff like that,
fried squirrel nuts,
right? When I'm doing stuff like that, or when I'm traveling, I'm more open to trying new things,
right? When in Rome, right?
Yeah, when in Rome. Like when I'm in Australia, I'm eating kangaroo burger. When I was in Japan, I mentioned it before. Like that, Japan is where I ate.
What'd you eat in Korea?
Korea.
I've had some people tell me some wild stuff.
I don't remember. There was a lot of drinking in Korea, so that was
that's another big thing in Korea.
Yeah,
I've had
the soju out there was phenomenal.
I've had some military.
I actually got to see Snoop Dogg in Korea.
Nice.
I went to Korea for my birthday. This had to be 2013.
Yeah,
maybe 2012, 2013. One of those 2 years. Went to Korea. As a matter of fact, went to Korea because one of the homies from high school, shout out to Sharita. I don't know if she listens or not, but she was teaching English at the schools in South Korea. So she's like, you're in Japan, I'm in Korea, your birthday's coming up, like, you should come down. Like, Snoop's going to be here, we can go to the concert, I can show you around. And I'm like, sounds good, like, sure, let's go. So booked my flight and everything, go down there, was able to see Snoop in Korea, which is the craziest thing because that's the last place that I would imagine seeing Snoop. But
the crazy part is they'll know all the words.
All of them.
That's the crazy part.
All of them.
Yeah,
they knew the songs better than I did.
Right.
But it was a blast. It was a great time.
That's dope.
Yeah, but I don't remember. I mean, I know I ate some good food out there, but I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I had a homie too that told me in Thailand a lot of I think it was Thailand, but a lot of the street food.
Yeah,
he said is wild. Like the stuff that you see, like he was like, I was just like, wait, people eat that?
Yeah,
that was his impression. Like he was like, wait, people eat that?
Yeah,
everywhere he went. But like you said, he didn't try everything, but he tried certain things that he would not abnormally, not normally
try.
Eat.
Yeah,
it's just completely abnormal. And he went in. He was like, hey, some of it was good, some of it's still not my cup of tea.
Yeah,
but it was, he was like, I was there and I wanted to see,
what it was,
learn the culture and feel the vibes.
Me going to Japan in 2012 is why I started eating sushi. Because I'm not going to eat sushi here. Like, I don't want to eat. That's before I knew the difference between all the different types of, the sushi and the sashimi. And
I don't know much difference between any of that because
you don't.
Seafood.
Yeah.
I'm not big seafood.
But eating sushi in Japan,
yeah,
man, no experience. Like, it's the freshest of the freshest.
Maybe if I ever get there, I'll give it a whirl.
Yeah.
And then I'll tell them, nope. You got any pizza?
When we go on tour, we got some sushi pizza.
Right, sushi pizza.
Yeah. But like after eating it there, I'm more open to eating it out here now. But it's nowhere near. It doesn't have the same. It's still good. I got some good places out here, but it's nothing like out there.
For sure.
Yeah. But
all this food talk.
I think we've
this food talk got me like, do I want to go eat?
It's got me reaching for my wallet right now.
You talking about going to rallies, and I'm like, do I want to go to Chop House? So
yeah, man.
I guess we've reached it. So once again, hit that subscribe, follow, like buttons, all of the above, and we'll check you next week.
You made it this long with us. Appreciate you joining us. Like this is second to the last episode for the season.
For the season, yeah. We almost done with season 2.
Coming up. Next episode is going to be the season finale.
Already planning season 3. Got some surprises, so it should be good.
Yeah, man. Be good. Looking forward to it.
Can you reach that?
Can you reach that?
Can you reach that?
Can you reach that?
brought to you by Double One Entertainment in Coopersville. Hosted by Tango and Coop. And created and edited by Tim Greenlee and Brandon Adolphus. Music, sound design, and editing by Michael B. That's me. Visual art and graphic design by Jonathan Greenlee. Additional visual design by Timothy Greenlee.
Can you reach that?